Faber Piano Adventures, Level 3B, page 6, Interval Review and the Scale in Octaves. Let's talk about intervals real quick. So if I go from C, here's middle C, to D, we call this a second because there's only two notes involved. If I go from C to E, we call it a third because we're playing two notes and there's one in between. There's three notes involved. If I go from C to F, that's a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh, and then the final one, if I'm going from C to the C higher, that's called an octave. Okay? So what we're going to be doing in this song on page 6 is we're going to play a scale, but we're going to do it by playing octaves. So I'm going to demonstrate it really quick, and then we'll talk about it here. So I'm holding C to C, that's an octave. If you can't reach the octave, try to stretch your hand, maybe lower it down here if your hand's really small. And if you can't really reach it, then we'll figure something else out. But there we go. So watch my hand now. I'm going to bounce off it, and I bounced right onto the next one, and I'm waiting. See how I'm doing that? So that's what I want you to work on, is not holding it, lifting, and then moving. I want you to actually bounce off it because these are staccato octaves. So watch again. And the reason why we're waiting is because there's a quarter rest in between each of those octaves. And right now I'm talking about the scale in octaves at the bottom of the page, just in case you're lost. Now, let's look at middle C again. We're going to do the same exercise with our left hand, with our thumb on middle C and our pinky on the C below, reaching an octave. I'm going to bounce and do the same thing. Now, if you get good at that, try to do it without waiting and just bouncing up to the octaves. So watch. And you could try it downward. And the left hand. Okay? So that's what we're trying to do, is get you good at playing octaves there, okay? And getting you to remember that intervals are just the distance between two notes. So for instance, review time, what interval is that? If you said a fourth, you got it right. What interval is this? If you said a seventh, you got it right. So hopefully you understand intervals, and good luck practicing your scale in octaves. This concludes page 6.